Alhamdulillahi Rabbil Alameen wa sallallahu wa sallam wa baraka ala nabiyina Muhammadin wa ala alihi wa sahbihi ajma'een. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh, and good morning Instagram fam, friends and followers of as-Saafiy, and welcome to another episode in our running series Revert Reflections and another installment in our current sub-series What Sets Islam Apart from Other Faiths. And we've been discussing over the past few days the practical meanings of the Islamic slogan Al-Hikmatu Dhalatul Mu'min Haythu Wajadaha Iltaqataha. Wisdom is the lost property of the believer. Wherever he finds it, he picks it up. And today I wanted to close out the week by mentioning one final important layer of meaning from this slogan. And that is that if we say, brothers and sisters, that wisdom is our lost property, that means that we should collect it, we should repossess it, even if we find it in an unattractive state, even if we find it in a way which we consider to be repugnant or repulsive. It's our property. And if it's our property, if it belongs to us, even if we find it in that repugnant and repulsive state, we're still going to collect it. We're still going to repossess it. Imagine, brothers and sisters, that you had a family heirloom. You had something precious that had been in your family for generations. Let's say it was a necklace that belonged to your great-great-great-great-grandmother. And she passed it down, and it belonged to your mother, and it had been in your family for generations. And now is in your possession for you to remember them by. Remember all of these great women who, because of their striving and because of their struggle, and because of you're here and you exist and you are who you are because of the DNA that they passed down to you. You remember that and you reflect upon that, and you reflect upon that using this heirloom as a piece of nostalgia and a piece of memorabilia by which you can remember all of these great women in your life, or these women who contributed to your life and to your existence and to who you are. Imagine that you had that and somehow, some way, it got lost. And when you finally found it, when you finally rediscovered it, it was covered in some filthy substance. It wasn't in the best condition. Perhaps it has a very unattractive appearance, maybe even a bad smell. Would you just leave it where it was? Would you just say, hey, given its condition, given its appearance, given its smell, I'm just not going to recollect and repossess this family heirloom, which is extremely valuable to me? No. You're going to what? You're going to recollect it. You're going to repossess it, and I'll clean it up. I'll return it to its original state. I'll make it, but I'm going to take back the property that's mine, even though it doesn't appear in the most attractive attractive appearance, and it doesn't have it's not in the best state. Similarly, sometimes the one who carries wisdom to us is not nice and does not convey it nicely. He or she, in the course of conveying the truth, may shout, may appear angry, may talk down to us, may call us names, may accuse us of impiety, etc. None of this, brothers and sisters, makes the truth that they tell any less truthful. None of this makes the truth that they have told any less true. And therefore, we are required to accept it even though we don't appreciate the way it was presented to us. Remember this, brothers and sisters, because one of the devil's tricks is to convince us that we are justified in rejecting the truth because of the poor way in which the truth teller has told it. Brothers and sisters, also remember this. We repeatedly ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, day in and day out in our prayers, we ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala for guidance. We can't control how that guidance reaches us, who conveys it, or the manner in which it is conveyed. We can't control any of these things. But what we can control is how we choose to respond. And we should always choose to respond by accepting the truth, because al-hikmatu dhalatul mu'min haythu wajadaha iltaqataha. The wisdom is the lost property of the believer, and wherever they find it, they pick it up. In whatever condition they find it, they pick it up. regardless of the one who hands it to them, they're going to take it. Brothers and sisters, as always, when we close out on Fridays, we like to remind of the importance of sharing the content. As I always say, brothers and sisters, if you find this content beneficial, if you find that you're benefiting from this content, if you find that the content contains reminders of things that you have forgotten or neglected, or it is actually teaching you things that you did, it is actually teaching you things that you didn't know. If you find the content useful and beneficial, there are likely other people who the content is not reaching, who will also find it useful and beneficial as well. So help me make this content reach them. Please share this content with your with your contacts, with your colleagues, with your friends. Copy the link and send it to friends and people that you know and other brothers and sisters that you know that may be interested. Send it to them on WhatsApp. Send it to them on SMS. Encourage them to follow us on Instagram, follow us on Facebook, and to subscribe to our YouTube page. Brothers and sisters, we want this content to reach as many people as possible, and we need your help to make that so. Please help us in doing that. Brothers and sisters, may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala bless your day, bless your houses, bless your spouses, bless your sources of revenue and income, bless you and make you blessed wherever you may be. We ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to make us from those who listen to the talk and follow the best of it. هذا وصلى الله وسلم وبارك على نبينا محمد وعلى آله وصحبه أجمعين. السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته.